Hi guys, and welcome to this month's Greenwich Literary Symposium Book Club review. This month we have been reading Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. What was it all about, Katie?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me. It was about a guy who creates a multiverse. Is that okay to say without...
I think he discovers the multiverse.
Discovers it.
Yeah.
Discovers a way to travel through it.
Yeah.
He wakes up one day and he's been kidnapped and he's been taken into this multiverse where there are 1 million carbon copies of you from different points in time, and somebody has kidnapped him to take his perfect life because his copy of life that he was living wasn't perfect.
Basically, it's almost impossible to explain because it's an absolute mind-blowing headfuck.
Yeah, absolutely,
But it was absolutely delicious in every way, wasn't
fantastic.
it? Yeah.
The first bit it made me feel like I was peeling off my fingernails. It was that...
Well, when you first kind of realised what was happening, you were going into different dimensions.
Awful.
Yeah.
And the things that happen in that first place that he goes to, it was...
So basically he finds himself in this world that isn't his world, even though it looks exactly the same, and then throughout the book he has to go back to different versions of time to try to find his wife and kids. But everywhere he goes, people are slightly different and things are slightly different, he's slightly different, and he has to keep going through to try and find... It's like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah,
Can
so
he find
it's kind
his
of
family?
based on the theory that every decision you make splits off into two different universes. And so while he got kidnapped and ended up in another universe, and every decision he's made trying to get back to his wife and kids, there's been another multiverse split off. So it turns out there's shed loads of him looking for his wife, all with a legitimate reason to find his wife.
And all because he knew that life that he was living was his perfect life.
Yeah.
And at the very beginning, he's kind of a little bit jealous of somebody else who's won some prize for scientific discovery. And you can see that he's like, oh, if I'd have done this and if I'd have done that in my life, maybe things would be different. And I suppose that's a question that we're constantly asking ourselves as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I did this when I was younger, or if I did this, then, you know, things would be different, I'd be happier. And the point was that he was where he had to be, he was perfect for that. It was quite emotional, really.
It was great. I think I absolutely ploughed through it in about 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
You did,
I absolutely adored it.
We've all finished it.
Hey. It was really easy to read. It was really easy to pick back up again and be like, yes.
Yeah, and I was constantly thinking, can I just get this out of the way so I can get back to my book? Like whatever I was doing, I want to get back, catch up with my friends in the book.
Yeah,
it's very sci-fi, time travel, different universe.
Yeah. And at first I thought it was going to be hard to follow, but it wasn't. It was like explained well enough that it was easy to understand and to sort of follow the story.
Yeah, I thought the author was like very kind with the science.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Stuff.
Yeah. So it would have lost me if he was any more complex with it all.
Yeah, they're making it into a film.
Are they?
Yeah, we should we should go on book club field trip.
That and also
Ready
Player One.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised they're making it into a film. It's probably going to be a very good film.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen Ready Player One.
Is it out?
Yeah.
It's been at the cinemas and everything.
It just looked a bit
it's never going to be as good though. They're never as good, are they?
No.
But
we'll see what this one looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, so I loved it.
He's always got something negative.
No, I've got something to say.
At the end of the story, he's with a woman travelling for some of it, and then the way she ends in the book, I felt like we didn't really understand what happened to her in the end.
She was collateral damage.
We know. Yeah, but she was just trying to find a life that fit for her.
And she was a little part of it, but she was enough of a part of it for me to want to know what ended up happening.
The only criticism I've got is that at the end it just became a little bit cliche, didn't it? Just a little bit like, oh yeah, of course that's what happens. There's 50,000 versions of him, but the one that we've been reading about is the one that gets with it. I don't know. I just thought it was just a bit like... Yeah,
but that you see, he was like, it's like an action hero, isn't it?
Yeah, like I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. That bit was just a little bit... the ending just was a little bit too... and they all lived happily ever after. For me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it like a 4.5. Can we give it higher than that? I'd like to give it a 4.8.
I'd like to give it higher, but just not quite 5.
Yeah.
But sod it, I'm giving it a 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 5 too.
Yeah.
Oh, go on then, I'll give it a 5.
Yeah, 5.
Yay.
Yeah.
Our first 5.
Is that
star-
first?
Yeah.
Is it? Did we not all give Ready Player One a 5?
No, I think we all gave it nearly 5.
We were all in the mood.
Yeah, we were, weren't we? We think we were drunk.
Yeah. This is our first book club where we've not had a lot
But
of
no,
time.
and yeah, it's something I think I would definitely read again.
Oh, I don't think I'd read it again.
Oh.
It was too much.
I watched the film.
I'd watch the film. I don't know, maybe I would. I don't really read things again ever.
There's too many books.
I'll watch things again because it's quick and short, but to read again, it's a lot of time invested into something I've already done.
True.
Anyway, so what's next?
Okay.
Next month we are going to read the new Stephen King book,
Yeah.
which is called Outsider,
Well done, well remembered.
and it's by Stephen King. We know
Yeah.
that because we just said it.
I won't read the blurb because it's quite long. It's about an 11-year-old boy who's found murdered, and it's all about sort of finding out who killed him, I suppose. But there's a little review here that says The Outsider gives King fans exactly what they want at the same time as cramming in new ideas, proving the least surprising thing of all, that his novels are as strong as they ever were. I've never read a Stephen King.
I haven't. I've seen a lot of the films,
Yeah.
and we wanted to make sure that we read one that we hadn't seen as a film.
Yeah.
So
Prejudice is your whole.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it made sense to just go with the newest one. So as always, let us know down below if you have read either of the books and what you thought of them, and we will see you next month.
Bye.
Bye.